What's up, everybody? Drew here, aka Catching Rockets. I had a brain fart. Happy New Year, everybody. Um, Hope you guys had a good holiday, safe holiday. Let's hop into the chart. Um, so I don't know if anybody would have caught this, but um, if you were live with me, then you should have. We called out. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. I didn't even trade this day. I take it all back. Um, I didn't trade this day, and we traded this day. We were watching for puts here. Hopefully, you guys grab this. I did call this out live. Puts here again. I believe we called out long calls at the bottom here. I can't really remember. It's been a few days. Anyway, let's delete everything. Um, they did perfect here on this level. All right. Let's start on 65-minute, or actually, let's start on 4 hour. Let's do our monthly for December. Oh, we need to do yearly. Let's just start there. Kind of weird. We don't do um, yearly volume profiles very often. All right. Now let's move on to month of December. I should add this is going to be a fairly quick video. Um, I mean, we're going to get through all the information, but I want to head out. I have work tonight, so I want to head out kind of early because I don't know if our cafeteria will be open on the first. So I want to stop and pick up food on my way. Mm. I do have something a little bit funny to tell you guys. So this morning I had to go um, drive a few blocks over in my neighborhood. I live in a gated community, and there's not, like basically there's never really any outsiders inside the community. And so you kind of see all of the same faces all the time, whatever, same people jogging every day. And today it was kind of hilarious. Um, it's like pouring with rain, and I see some woman, out jogging I've never seen before. And I'm like, oh, wow. New Year's resolution, right? When it's raining is wild. But she was firm in that commitment. Let's see how long it lasts. I've never seen her out jogging before. Oh, shoot. What am I doing? We have an inside week, meaning, or wait, no, sorry. We're lower on the bottom here. Um, was a pretty tight range for the week until last couple of days. Big P. I didn't even notice. I mean, for one, it was raining really hard. So, like, I didn't even, I had kind of just pulled out of my driveway. I don't think, like, my windshield wipers were even going yet. Um, but yeah, um, red pants, I could tell you that much. All right. There are our levels, except for TPO, which we have a spike. And it looks like we might be getting a reversal, at least so far on futures. I accidentally peeked at futures before I started. Was not my intention, but it happened. I prefer to chart like with a like a no biased. Um, you like my mug? It's kind of funny. I didn't even realize. So like I literally just read it as El Jefe, as in like the boss in Spanish, um, and I didn't recognize that it's a J and not an H. So like it's a meme. And I literally had the mug for probably like 6 months before I realized that it was a J and not an H. I don't know. My brain just kept processing it as wait, is it supposed to be a J? No, it's an H, right? I know it's pronounced Hefe, but is it? I don't even fucking know. Now I need to Google it. Yeah, it's supposed to be H, right? Yeah, so it's often El Jefe, often misspelled as El Jefe, Spanish slang meaning the boss or the chief. Um, that's hilarious. Yeah, so I had the mug for like 6 months before I realized that it was spelt wrong. Um, I mean, I'm sure it's intentional, like it's a meme or whatever, especially based on the store that I bought it from. But yeah, that shit's funny. All right, let's look at Fear and Greed. Um, we should be in fear. Yeah, barely in fear. Um, calendar for tomorrow. We need next week. Oh, that's shoot, tomorrow's Friday. I feel like with the market being closed, I feel like I'm charting for Monday and I'm all confused. We have nothing going on tomorrow. Could be a pretty boring day. Nice, Lola. That's awesome. Wait, your name is Lola Celeste. Which one is it? Anyway, that's awesome. Happy New Year, Jack. Hey, what's up, Bike Builder? I didn't even see your message. We haven't put a battery in the clock yet. Thank you. That thing's crazy. Um, I haven't hung it up yet because I need to make sure that I hold it up with something strong so it doesn't like fall off the wall and smack somebody in the head. That thing's pretty heavy. Um, yeah, so I haven't put a battery in it yet because I still need to find an appropriate way to mount it on the wall. But we will be. It'll be going in my son's room eventually when I figure that out. Oh, I didn't even pay attention. What did we have at the top? I'm so excited about the spike at the bottom that I'm completely ignoring what happened at the top. Oh yeah, single prints. Thank you for mentioning that, Jack. Um, this is literally to the T, the same level, so I'm gonna have to put it here. All the way down to here. And then single print mid. Okay, awesome. Happy New Year. Um, all right, let's zoom out. They faded us here so far. Um, we are though, however, well, not really. I was gonna say higher time frame. I mean, we are in an uptrend right now, but I thought maybe even from back here, but we're not. They weren't able to quite reach the highs here, sold off, and now we've made a new higher high, and we're gonna pull back. Um, Still think we're going to 695, and I think this should be like the healthy pullback um, that we bounce from. If you just look, we have like a support resistance right through here somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but right about there. This was support, 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 broken through, became support, resistance, support, 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 broke through, it acted as resistance a little bit here, and now we're bouncing off of it again. From there, they might run it. We'll see. There is, let's see, futures right now. We've actually bounced. This is the same spike that we're looking at on SPY. And then you guys know, opening below would be very bearish, right? Opening in the middle would be slightly bearish. Opening above would be bullish. And for right now, we opened, came down, tapped it, bounced, and now we're going higher, right? You can TPO on the yearly if you want. You can TPO on weekly, monthly, all of those things. I just do daily, but you absolutely can. Shorty does. I don't know how far he normally goes back on TPO, but I know he does weekly at least. I don't. Let me pull up my cluster charts. We'll take a look at those really quick. I'm hoping today there's just like no traffic on the way to work. My license doesn't allow volume profile. Did you sign me out? Bro, you guys are so annoying. Like, I don't know why Quantower like randomly signs me out. It's so annoying. It's one of the I think I've mentioned this before, but I use crazy passwords. And so for most things, I do not know my password. Like I have to look it up. And Quantower is no exception. So, just way extra steps I don't need to or want to have to take. Can you hurry, please? Just so you know, you have not loaded. You might think you've loaded. There you go. So this was super cool. If you just look, you know, based on what we teach, the largest volume traded was right at the opening candle right here. And if we draw a box from there over, basically what we teach says full body 30-minute candle, either below or above this zone, retest it, you would enter in the same direction. And I got a I got a message from, well, I'm not going to say who it is because I don't like, I don't know. I ask for permission, basically. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at something different. What they shared was even better. I wonder if I can find it. They actually caught this short. Yeah, I found it. Shoot, what time? 5:30 in the morning. So they use this volume here. Yeah. So this Look at how cool this is. Actually, they went lower. They used, I mean, either way, you're in the trade, but this is like a clean tap. They actually selected this volume as well, the 9,000 or almost 10,000 right there. So they got in short here. Totally sick. Both are nice. Even if you took this one here, obviously they caught the bigger move, but they did it like before the market was actually open. This one would have got you in right at the, or wait, no, I apologize. They caught the move an hour before the open. This one was 2 p.m. Eastern or 1:30 Eastern. Really nice. And that's exactly how you do it. Anyway, I'll show you the screenshot they sent me. That's them. And then what did they say? Haven't placed a trade in a while. Caught this short though. Order flow classes have been helping. This one was a no-brainer. Friends, thanks for the constant time you put into us all year. I always love getting those messages. Like, it's awesome to see stuff clicking for people. It's awesome to see stuff applying what I teach, or people applying what I teach. This actually probably is not a terrible short. Down to the single prints. I mean, down to the spike base, which is 68.97. Yeah, so you can catch 10 points if they give it to us. 907 to 97. I'm not going to be putting that on our SPY chart because that will already happen by the time the morning shows. We have some massive volume here at the bottom. Again, not going to be putting this on the chart. That's our spike. And that's all that I see that's significant. I am going to look at the imbalances. Or not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. Oh, wow. So actually, at the open, they've actually created like a fairly big imbalance. 3 levels. There's aggressive buying here. They might not give you that pullback. 907. Yeah, I actually would not try it with this imbalance sitting here. We just barely missed this. This is probably a good long here. 901. We're a couple points below it, but they're probably going to run from here. The buying's very aggressive here, and then there was aggressive buying again here. The only thing kind of missing would be a completed auction at the bottom. That would get me extra excited, but it still looks pretty decent. But I do not chase, so I'm not hopping in a few points late. I'll wait till I see a setup live. If you could stop. $9.19. They just came back to that area that you want to potentially be long from. $19 to $22. I think this is just our single prints already. It's not. Okay. Depending on how you look at it, this is in the middle of a trend. Um, Continuation of a trend. They came down, they bounced here, created this sell side imbalance, or they created the sell side imbalance as they were going down, but then they bounced, retested it, and sold off. So this has already been tapped. I'm not going to be even considering that. Bro, I need to be able to actually move my chart, please. I know it's a user error, but yeah, I need to be able to use my chart. This is the sell side imbalance that we played, right? Monday, or I mean, Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday, Tuesday. I can't remember. One of those days. Okay. Nothing here that I want to put on my chart. It'll be interesting to see what they do here, though. Let me close these charts. And let's turn this back on. Now you just don't want to. Perfect. All right, let me close this. All right. So right now we're above the spike base, right? Um, okay. Looking like we're probably going to open above the spike, but nobody knows, right? Of course. But based on that information, we're looking for this. Um, Bro. Hopefully this makes sense. Ugh. Um, I'm gonna circle this area here, but realistically, I think if we get to here, the beginning of the single prints, normally I want to get in at the single print mid, but I think we'll probably get a pretty hard rejection right at the beginning of the single prints. So watch for puts here. Um, just in case we open there, calls would not be bad. All right. That's pretty much it for tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Um, I'm going to go get ready for work and go grab some food. Let me post this really quick. Depending on how we look tomorrow, if it's really choppy, I probably will not get on at all. Um, if they're actually giving some moves, I'll probably be on about an hour after the market opens for people in Shorty's Discord. For people in the Learning Discord, there's a chance I'll drop a link. Just kind of depends how things happen when I sit down. If I see a trade the second I sit down, I'm going to hop in it. I'm not going to, like at that point, go through the process of setting up a Zoom call just to tell you that I'm already in a trade. Kind of pointless. But if things are moving and I don't see a setup the second I sit down, then more likely than not, I'll drop a link in the Learning Discord. All right. Um, doesn't look like we have any questions, which doesn't surprise me. We kind of go over the same stuff over and over and over. Um, hopefully, you guys are learning. Hopefully, it's clicking. I hope everybody has a super profitable 2026. Um, I'll just show my P&L that I closed out the year with. I only have data for the last 2 months, so for November, December. I mean, I've shown you guys this quite a few times. November, I didn't trade very much, but I had like an insane month where I got some pretty massive wins. December, I traded more, didn't do as well. I mean, I'll never complain about, 12.5% gains. If you told me right now, like I could take this win rate for the rest of my life, and no matter how I trade, this would be the result, I would take it without blinking an eye. So yeah, this was the last trade of the day. These both days I did live. This I was live in Keenan's Learning Discord, Shorty's Discord, and then this I was live in the Learning Discord and Shorty's Discord. I didn't realize that Keenan was away on Tuesday, so or I don't know what he was doing, but for whatever reason he wasn't trading live, which is a bummer because if I had known, I would have just dropped the link, in the public area of Keenan's Discord for everybody to join in and trade with us. But I didn't know he wasn't trading on Tuesday. Yeah, if I had known, I would have dropped that link for everybody. But so this is me. November, December, 91% return on my 2K. So basically, I'm up almost 2K on 2K in 2 months, which I would take all day, every day. Um, that's me revealed. Um, I think I talked about this on the last live. I'm just going to say this really quick. Um, these numbers, I could totally fudge them if I wanted to. That would be very easy to do. But I have no reason to fudge numbers. Um, what I actually do is I directly upload from, um, where is it? Right here. From my broker, I just go to upload file, and then the recent order history is for anything over um, the current day. Recent orders, this spreadsheet is like if I'm uploading my trades that happened like during the New York session, I use this one. If I'm uploading anything older than that, like let's say I trade and then I get up and I leave and I come back to my computer and the New York session is closed, then I would be using the order history. These are directly downloaded from my broker, and I just upload them through here. Again, I don't really have anything to prove because I'm not selling courses. I'm not selling a Discord. I'm not um, doing any of that stuff. But I still like to be revealed as somebody that's like, working in a teaching space. It's not really worth learning from somebody, learning trading from somebody that doesn't know how to trade. So I do like to, show that I actually do practice what I preach, and that I do actually know what I'm doing. Um, the numbers might look small as far as, like starting with $2,000, basically almost up 100%. Or I shouldn't even say that. Let's just say what it is, 91%. I don't like to exaggerate stuff. Um, so almost doubled the initial balance, but I'm getting very close. Um, I guess this is me being revealed again. I just like most people, as dollar amounts get larger, I can still trade exactly the same, but my emotions start to get in the way as the dollar amount goes up, right? So I'm very comfortable trading smaller accounts or even up to like a $10,000 account using proper risk management, using proper sizing, all of that stuff. But as I get into like larger numbers where every like $1 move on ES, like I'm swinging like $1,000 up and down, I'm not comfortable with that stuff. I don't know that I'll ever get to a point where I'm comfortable with that. I mean, probably one day, but right now, that's just too much money for my life to be seeing, swing back and forth. But I am getting super close to opening up. I'll probably do this the very next time like Apex has the 90% off deal. I know they have one going. They might have one going right now as I speak. I know they literally just had one. I don't know if it's ended or not, but I think the next time Apex does a 90% off deal, meaning even if they have it going right now, I'm not going to do it. But the next time they do, I'm probably going to buy 20 accounts and, just slowly grind them up past the eval, and then slowly grind those up and try to get like a big old cash out on Apex. So that's kind of where my thought process is. Because if I do that, basically all of that money, I have a couple of things financially that I need to handle as far as like paying bills or whatever. Nothing significant, but the rest of that money I would just drop into an investment account for retirement, and like the closer I get to the dollar amount that I want to have in the bank to retire, the happier I'll be because I want to retire early. I'm already 50, and I don't want to work too much longer. So I need to start, crushing my goals going into 2026. I'm not a New Year's resolution kind of person, and this isn't a resolution. This is just something I've been working on for years as a trader, and I think I'm finally at the point where, um, I could do 20 accounts at a time, and I wouldn't be like overextending myself financially, um, and that's probably the goal. All right. Again, I hope you all had a great New Year's. I hope you all have an amazing 2026. We'll be here every day. I should see you guys in the morning, just depending on how things are going. And with that said, much love, much respect to everybody. Peace out. Y'all have a good one. And Bike Builder, if you're still here, thank you again for the clock. That thing's sick. Much love, much respect to everybody.